Hey everybody, this is Lisa. I am coming on to share a project share. And this is actually a swap that I entered. And this swap is called the Easter egg mini swap. And it was a 101 swap hosted by Meekaboo32 and Big Mama Cab 2.0. I may have butchered that, but I'm not sure how it's pronounced. But those two are always hosting swaps, and I always want to join, but I don't join a lot of swaps because I don't want to commit to something and then I get busy. So, but this one seemed fun enough, small enough for me to join. So I did. So the requirements were, and this is a mini swap. So we had to do one, two, three, four, five eggs, and we had to fill it with embellishments. One of the eggs had to have embellishments. One egg had to have bows. One egg rosettes, and one egg bead or charm mix. And then one of them was a crafter's choice. And then we had to, do a tote or a basket, something like that. So it was five mini eggs that we had to fill with those things. So I kind of went a little overboard. So this is my swap. And this is my, I'm just going to call it a tote or my wooden basket. So I made this, and then I'll show it better once I take everything out and show you. So I'm going to move this right now, and I'll end up showing you everything that I put in there. And I will bring over my five eggs. Okay. And then here it is. And then I got these pack of polka dot eggs at Hobby Lobby. And I guess it was just four colors because I had to use two green. But that's okay. So in this egg, I have these little tags. It's just hooked on there. And this tag came out of a set of that My Crafting World designs. I want to say it may have been her box purse die, but don't quote me. I'll have to see. But anyway, it's a little tag that came out of one of her sets. So in here, so on the yellow egg, I just put in yellow ink rosettes. And then on the inside, I have four little rosettes. So four little rosettes that is ready to embellish. So those fit in here perfect, like that. So that is the first egg. And then I just, what I did is these eggs has two little holes at the top. Most of them has like one hole maybe. But I just put this twine, and it's a multicolor, like springy colors. And I just ran it through. And you can see how I just ran it through there, tied a little knot. And then I just put one of these little satin bows. And I put a bow on both sides. So that is the first egg, which is the rosettes. Let me come down a little bit since that basket is out of the way. And then the next one, this one is embellishments. So in here, I just made four mini embellishments. So that's the first one. It says Happy Easter. And I just have a bunny and then a flower with a leaf. And here is this one here. And then here is this one. And then we have this one here. So these are really cute, small embellishments that is ready, that you can pop on, any project, memory decks, a card, or, whatever, another embellishment that you're making. So that, and I just have that hooked in there. And this one, I'll do that one last one. It's kind of heavy. This one is Crafter's Choice. So in my Crafter's Choice, I did a dangle. So this is one of my ready-to-be dangles that I have in the shop, and I just beaded it up. So that was my Crafter's Choice. Oh, and my partner is actually one of the hosts, which is Big Mama Cab. So she is actually my partner, because this is a one-on-one swap. So she just happens to be the host and my partner. This one is bows, and we were to put 4 mini bows, but I think I did more. I did more bows. So I did 2 different styles, I know. So let me get the styles. So I did this style right here, and I did it in those colors there. Really, really cute. And then I did this style. And then I did this style in these colors. So I did 10 bows. And we were supposed to do, I think, 4. But they're so cute. And they're so little, I just used my scraps. And put them all in there. So that is that one. And then this one here is beads and charms. And I think y'all excuse my nail, but I think I filled this up. Yep. I don't even think I have a container, and it probably ain't gonna hold it. But these are tons of wrapped beads, and there's a few charms in there. So it is just tons in here. And then I have some little cabochon charms. And then here is some little metal enamel charms there. Little bunnies. There's another one and another one. So it's all mixed up in here. So I'm going to have to put all of that back in there. And it's so full, it don't even really shake. But I am going to try to secure this maybe with some tape right there. So that was all of the requirements. Was the 5 mini eggs with the mini stuff. And then I was playing around and, with my scraps. And I just did some rosettes. Because, this is the Tim Holtz, the long thing that has the 2 rosettes on it. The long die that has the 2 rosettes. So I'll put the smaller ones in the egg. And these are just going to be sitting around in the basket. And this paper is actually a digital paper from Etsy. And it's all plaids. Plaids and gingham. And I absolutely love it. So you can print out the ones you want to use right then and everything. So, and I had a big thing of that twine. So I wrapped some around one of these little tags. And it's just going to be sitting in the basket. And I also did this here. And this is, I don't want to take this out because I already have, this is one of those little, and I may get it. I may can get it. Let's see. This is just a clear rubber band. One of the little rubber bands. It's clear. And every time I do these like this, I always put the clear rubber band and it holds it together. And I just put a little bow there. And these are some shaker balls that is like a spring mix. And I just put them in this jar. And then I just glued that little bunny on the top there, on the lid. So this is some pretty spring colors. So great for your shaker mix. And then I'm just going to put that back down in there. And then I just take my rubber band, just pull it, and then I just wrap it around about 3 times. And then that will hold it, and then you can't really see it because it's clear. So really, really cute. So that one is that. And then I did make a pokey tool right here. And this right here is also from Hobby Lobby. And I think it's a hair piece, because I think it had a hair thingy on the bottom, and I just cut it off. And then I ran my pokey tool through it, because it's just tool. And then I beaded it up. So that is a really cute pokey tool, and it's just going to be sitting down in the basket. Like that. And then I just have these little carrots that I picked up from Hobby Lobby, and they're just sitting in the corner. Basically, it is a filler. And then I made this little, just a little folder. I wrapped it around with some seam binding, and then I just put some beads on the end. And then I just got some stickers in here. So I just made the folder like that. Put a little eyelet here, and then just wrap the seam binding around. So I just had some extra Easter stickers. So I'm just going to bring this around like this, and then like this. And then we'll just tie it off and make a little bow. There we go. And that's going to be sitting in the back. Okay. And then I made a card. And this box got a little mashed right there because it was sitting under on my table. And in my little room back here, I have like wire shelves going all the way on 3 sides of the room, like at the top. And that's my like extra storage space. And I was getting something down, and it fell on my basket. So it kind of mashed it right there a little bit. So I had a little tote fall on it. But in here, I just made a card. And it's blank, and she can use it. I'll leave it blank. I got to put my little name here. But I left it blank, but I will probably put a note, for the swap inside. But I will leave the card blank in case she wants to use it next year. And so that's going to be standing up in there. So that is everything that I have in the tote so far. Take these carrots out, and I'm going to bring the tote over. And this is a wooden box that I got from Hobby Lobby. And I just painted it pink inside and out. And I just put this on the front. This is the doily from my shop. And Happy Easter. Now, this Happy Easter word is from Anna. her shop, which is My Crafting World Designs. And I just put some flowers around there, stuck one in the corner. And then I put some beads. I glued some beads on the bottom, for little feet. And then the sides, they have these little handles. And I just made a bow. So what I did is I took this ribbon and I wrapped it around the handle, glued it. And then I made this bow and then I glued it on the side. And you can see that the ribbon is wrapped around the handle. And then I got it the length that I wanted, and then I came over here and then I wrapped this one and then I glued this bow on this side. So that is my little, I guess my little handmade baskets. So I think it turned out really cute. So that is everything that I've put in here so far. I don't know if I can have room to add anything else, but this swap is going to be mailed this coming week. So I'm not going to post this video, of course, until she has received her swap. So, yeah, I'm just going ahead and get the video done so I can get it in the mail. I thank you all for watching, and let me know how you like my tote and what I filled with the eggs, what I filled in the eggs. And I will see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.